Hey Santa Ana College students, and a huge shout out to everyone in Professor Freeman's class. I'm your host, and in this explainer, we are going to dive straight into the official source material from the State Fire Marshal to build your ultimate step-by-step guide for getting that Fire Inspector 1 certification right here in California.
So you ready to do this? Awesome. You've picked an incredibly important and rewarding career in community risk reduction. And that goal of state certification, it's right there in front of you. We're going to make sure you have the clarity and confidence to go out and grab it.
We're going to break down every single piece of this puzzle for you, from the classes you need to the hands-on experience, all the way to that final application. No more guesswork. Let's get started.
To make this whole journey super clear, we've organized it into 3 distinct phases. Seriously, think of this as your map to the finish line.
The whole path really boils down to 3 big steps. First, you've got to build that knowledge base with your coursework. Second, you prove you've got the real-world skills by conquering the task book. And third, you wrap it all up and submit your official application. Let's dive into that first one, the coursework.
Okay, phase 1. This is your foundation. I mean, before you can hit the field and really prove what you can do, you have to master the theory, the codes, and all the administrative duties. This stuff is the absolute bedrock of the profession.
Your academic foundation is built across these 5 key courses. You'll cover the admin side in 1A, get into the fundamentals of life safety in 1B, and then you'll really dive deep into field inspections with 1C and 1D, which, focuses on all those codes unique to California. And it all wraps up with a super important course in hazmat awareness. But wait, there's one more, and this one is a biggie. PC 832. This course is absolutely non-negotiable. As a fire inspector, you'll carry real legal authority, and this training covers your powers of arrest, search, and seizure. It makes sure every single thing you do out in the field is lawful and effective. All right, so you've hit the books, the classes are done. Now it's time for what is probably the most challenging, but honestly, the most rewarding part of this whole journey. It's time to prove you can apply all that knowledge. This is where the capstone task book comes in. The 2 words you really need to focus on here are performance-based. This task book isn't some multiple-choice test. No, it's documented proof that you can actually do the job of an inspector. This is where all that theory smacks right into the real world. Now, you're not doing this alone. There are 3 key people involved. It all starts with you, of course, the candidate. Then you've got your evaluator. Think of them as your mentor, the person who observes and verifies your skills. And finally, you have your agency's fire chief, who gives that ultimate seal of approval. And listen, this brings up a crucial point. To even get your task book started, you have to be employed or formally affiliated with a California fire agency. You need that chief and that evaluator. So how does this actually work? Well, it flows in 3 simple steps. Your chief officially kicks things off and initiates your task book. Then, you'll work side by side with your evaluator to complete every task and get it signed off. Once every single box is checked, you go back to the chief for that final, official verification signature. So what are we talking about here? How many things do you have to do? Well, the number is 27. Yep, you have to demonstrate that you are proficient in 27 distinct job performance requirements, or JPRs. That number alone kind of shows you the huge range of skills you're expected to master. And let me tell you, these are not just textbook problems. This is the real deal, practical, hands-on stuff. I mean, look at these examples pulled right from the task book. You'll be doing everything from making sure hallways and exits are clear, to verifying the water supply for a building, to inspecting fireworks stands, and even assessing hazards out in those high-risk wildland-urban interface areas. Okay, so how does your evaluator sign off on these 27 tasks? Do they have to follow you around 24/7? Well, this quote from the State Fire Training Manual makes it really clear. They can either literally watch you perform the task firsthand, or they can review your documentation, like an inspection report you wrote that proves you did it and did it right.
Whew. Okay, you did it. The coursework is done, you've conquered the task book, all the heavy lifting is behind you. Now it's time for that final push, the paperwork.
Think of this as your final checklist. First, you're going to triple check that you've met every single requirement. Then you'll fill out that application form carefully. After that, you'll gather up all your course records and, most importantly, your fully signed off task book. And finally, you'll put that whole package in the mail with the fee and send it off to State Fire Training in Sacramento. So let's fast forward. You've done the work, you get that Fire Inspector 1 certification. Congratulations! But you know what? This isn't the end of the road. Not even close. It's actually the very first step on a full career path in fire prevention.
See, the State Fire Training Program is really smart about this. It's not just about getting one-off certifications, it's about building a career. They've designed these clear advancement tracks that let you specialize as you get more experience, with each level building on the one before it.
And this is where it gets really exciting. You can see the whole ladder laid out for you. After Inspector 1, you can climb to Inspector 2. Or maybe you want to specialize and become a plan examiner, the expert who reviews building plans. And for a lot of people, the ultimate goal is becoming a fire marshal, a top leadership spot in the entire field.
So I want you to remember this. Everything you're doing right now in Professor Freeman's class, every lecture, every discussion, every future task in that book is the foundation. It's the launching pad for a long, impactful career where you'll be protecting the communities of California.
So there you have it. We've laid out the map provided by the State Fire Marshal's Office. You know the requirements, you understand the process, and you can see the incredible career that's waiting for you. The only question left is, what's the very next step you're going to take to make it happen? Thanks for joining this explainer.